Okay. Well, first of all, MVP, I want to thank you for the time to talk to us. You have a lot of fans here in Peru that we are eager to see more of you, more of Bobby Lashley in Hell in a Cell. So, well, the first question for a start, no? Hell in a Cell is in about 1 week and some days. So we as fans, we all know that Hell in a Cell is arguably no one of the most brutal matches in WWE. We as fans know that, but how the WWE superstars take on Hell in a Cell? I imagine that you have another level of respect for this match.
Yeah, you have to, because wrestling in a regular ring, in a regular match, is very demanding. You know, the ring is soft and those ropes aren't very forgiving. So just wrestling in a ring is very demanding of your body and painful. Now you add the element of a steel cage, the chain link fence, chairs, weapons, like there's no disqualification. So it's even more brutal and even more painful. But it's also an opportunity to elevate yourself and to show that in a brutal world, you can survive and be the most brutal. And it adds to your legacy and to your legend. So superstars understand that going into Hell in a Cell, especially if you are in the Hell in a Cell match, that there's a big risk of injury and pain. But when you come out the other side, you come out with all the glory of being a champion in Hell in a Cell, and it's worth it.
Right. So having that in consideration, what can we expect from Bobby Lashley? This is his first Hell in a Cell match.
Well, last Monday Night Raw, Drew McIntyre decided to remind Bobby Lashley that he's been in a Hell in a Cell match before and that Bobby has not. However, Bobby has beaten Drew McIntyre multiple times. And at the end of the contract signing, Drew McIntyre said to Bobby Lashley, "I'll see you in hell." And Bobby Lashley said, "And I will beat you there also." Drew McIntyre does not intimidate Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley is a different level. He's not even human. He's a different species. So as brutal as Drew McIntyre thinks he can get, Bobby Lashley can go even further. He's stronger. He is more physically fit. And this is the almighty era. He told me that it's not going to end until he's ready to end it.
Right. So we are expecting fireworks for this event. MVP, we gotta tell you, we are enjoying so much this new presentation of MVP and Bobby Lashley, you know, with the suits, the companion. Is that something that you come up with, maybe to elevate more the status of Bobby Lashley as a champion?
No, Bobby, it's the reason it works is because it's real. Right. Bobby Lashley has always been a very well-dressed man. And, you know, longtime fans of WWE know that MVP has always been a well-dressed man. So Bobby and I always take pride in the way we dress and the way we look. And we're businessmen. And we approach the world of professional wrestling at WWE as a business. And we conduct our business in suits. So the idea of wearing suits is just a very natural progression for us. And we dress like champions. And that's how champions should dress, with class and distinction.
Mm-hmm, right. Well, obviously, Bobby is concentrated on McIntyre and Hell in a Cell, but you, as the businessman that you are you thinking further? Are you thinking in the next step for Bobby Lashley?
Yeah, that's part of the reason that myself and Bobby have been so successful in this endeavor. Everybody else is playing checkers, but we're playing chess. I'm several moves ahead. I know where we're going way in advance. So, in a word, yes, absolutely.
All right. And can you tell us maybe something about what is the next step for Bobby Lashley?
No.
Okay, we understand. MVP, a couple of weeks ago, a comment of yours went viral, at least in South America. It was a comment inviting John Cena to return and face Bobby Lashley. So Drew is a great opponent, but could you say that maybe John Cena could be the perfect challenger so Lashley can make a bigger legacy as WWE champion?
I think that would be a great idea. I would absolutely love to sacrifice John Cena and his legacy at the Almighty Era. That would be great, because John Cena is revered, he's loved, and people know that he is one of the greatest champions in the history of the sport. So for him to come back and find himself in the Hurt Lock, unconscious, yeah, that would be wonderful. Please, John Cena, come out of retirement. I know you're really soft right now because you're making movies and enjoying Hollywood, but if you still have that never give up attitude, please come put yourself in the Hurt Lock and never give up. Let's see how that works for you.
Yeah, that would be a great match, a great story. MVP, also, one of the things I think is, well, it was one of the most or one of the best things to see on Raw every Monday was the Hurt Business. Obviously, there are being some changes there. But if I can ask you, if you see a wrestler maybe on Raw, SmackDown, or NXT that could be an addition for maybe a future Hurt Business, do you see it a wrestler or a group of wrestlers with potential to do that?
Sure, because with the Hurt Business, and everybody has to understand it's business, there are a lot of people that are saying the Hurt Business broke up. No, the Hurt Business didn't break up. Know your history. The Hurt Business is Bobby Lashley and MVP. We started the Hurt Business. Right. And then we recruited Shelton to join. And then we recruited Cedric to join. Bobby Lashley is the chief Hurt officer. He's the boss. And I'm his counsel. So the Hurt Business is whoever we say it is. We might pick up 2 more guys, and then when we're done with business with them, we move on. So we, Bobby Lashley and MVP, are the Hurt Business. Let me make sure that everybody understands that clearly. As far as who has the potential to be in the Hurt Business, we have an incredibly talented roster, and I see lots of guys in NXT, SmackDown, Raw, lots of people that could potentially be with the Hurt Business. I see Swerve Strickland has started his own group. What's it, Hit Row in NXT? You know, I like that mindset, that entrepreneurial spirit. They're trying to do business and make something of themselves. The Street Profits are 2 guys that I think could do huge things with the right guidance. They've already been champions, and they know what it's like to be champions. I think they could be even bigger with the right guidance. I still haven't completely lost interest in Ricochet. We tried to recruit Ricochet, and Ricochet just didn't, he didn't want to do business. And sadly, where Cedric went on to become a tag team champion, Ricochet is still struggling to find himself. And, there are a lot of young guys like that. So at some point in the future, it's absolutely possible that myself and Bobby might decide to take some guys into the Hurt Business and help them become successful in the business of WWE.
Right, and if I ask you, in the women's division, do you see a future women's champion maybe forming part of the Hurt Business?
I'm not afraid to tell you that Naomi is somebody who's impressed us for quite some time. Extremely talented, all the tools, just something's missing. Something's missing. I'm a huge fan of Asuka. I think Asuka is absolutely amazing, incredible. Bianca Belair was somebody that me and Bobby had our eye on before she became champion. We saw it a long time ago. So there are definitely women that could join the herd business.
Okay. So
it's all about timing. Business is all about timing, making the right decisions at the right time.
Right. So we are gonna have we're gonna be paying a lot of attention for the hard business right in the future. So we are very excited of Hell in a Cell, obviously, but having you right now MVP, I want to ask you, how do you feel in this new aspect of your career? Obviously, you came back in Royal Rumble and you stayed in WWE, but you have now a stable, a good place as a manager. How do you feel now working as a manager, helping another talent to go to another level?
For me, it's very gratifying. And I appreciate all of the praise and support that I've received from the WWE Universe. I realized that I was at a point in my career where my desire to compete, my fire to compete, didn't burn as hot as it used to. And if you're going to be a WWE competitor, that fire has to burn white hot. And I realized that I was at a point in my career where I've had enough success, enough places wherever I've been, and enough life experience that I can help other people get to the next level. And Bobby and I, we go way back, almost 20 years. And I always knew that there was something in him. And I saw that, with the right encouragement and helping him to realize some things about himself that he seemed to have forgotten, that we could accomplish big things. So I'm at a point in my career where I want to share my knowledge and experience with, Bobby's an exception, but young talent, because when I came into the WWE, I had the fortune of having legendary veterans take me up under their wing and teach me, to help me, Booker T being one of them. So I think I'm at a stage in my career where I can pass some of that knowledge and experience on and still be involved in the sport that I love. And still, I haven't officially retired yet. I still have my boots. So if the time is right, the right circumstances, I can still come into the ring on occasion. But right now, I just want to focus on the hurt business, extending the almighty era as long as we can, and helping some other young men and women potentially realize their dreams of WWE championships along the way.
Mm-hmm. And you help us to remember that the manager is a very important part in the development of a superstar. In that area, do you have an inspiration, maybe a manager of the past that help you? Obviously, you have your own style that we all appreciate, but do you have an inspiration in the past, some managers of the past?
Yeah. First and foremost, even though we might not, it would seem to be that me and this individual at some point would probably have a confrontation. I learned a lot. I can't stress how much I've learned from Paul Heyman. Right. Paul Heyman taught me so much, that I CM Punk made famous. I'm a Paul Heyman guy. I'm a Paul Heyman guy. When I was in developmental, Paul Heyman used to come to Deep South and take me to the side. Hey, let's go for a walk. Let's talk. So I would say Paul Heyman first. But then the legendary Bobby the Brain Heyman. In my opinion, the best ever to do it. There was nothing he couldn't do. Commentary, manage, wrestle. Bobby the Brain, rest in peace, is, to me, without question, the greatest single manager of all time. And I take a lot of pride and honor when people mention my name in the same sentence as Bobby the Brain Heyman.
Right. So,
but I strive to be the first. I strive to be the first MVP, so that years from now, people who come behind me, the fans will say, "Oh man, this guy is a lot like MVP," or people will say, "Oh, MVP is the one that inspired me to do this."
all right. Yes. Yes. We all realize that you are very strong in that way. Through your career, MVP, you faced a lot of superstars. If I have to ask you about one superstar that you always love to work, who that superstar could be?
Oh man, that's an unfair question, because
I know.
in my career, I have been so fortunate to work with the best of the best, like, the Hall of Famers. I've worked with Ric Flair. I worked with The Undertaker. I worked with Kane. I worked with Rey Mysterio, the Hardy Brothers. I mean, go down the list of Hall of Famers, legends that I had the honor and pleasure of working with. It's hard to say one, but I mean, working with The Undertaker is magical, because you spend years watching The Undertaker on television, and the lights, you hear the gong and the lights go out, and at home you get chills, and you get excitement, because here comes the dead man. Fast forward, after years of training and wrestling school and working to make your way up to the main card, you're standing in the WWE ring. You hear the gong, the lights go out, and then there's the dead man. Except this time, he's coming for you. I think that the energy in a stadium or an arena, when the dead man comes out and you get that rush, that exhilaration of knowing I'm about to fight the Undertaker. Right. That's hard to top.
Right, MVP. Well, MVP, we want to thank you for your time. I have a last question. We all here in Peru, I'm talking to you about from Peru. You visit us 12 years ago in 2009. I don't know if you remember this. I don't know if you're watching me, because right now I have a picture of that day, because that day in front row, some guy gave to you a Peruvian national soccer jersey with your name on the back. I don't know if you remember this. I have a picture. If you cannot see it, I'm going to put it on social media. I'm going to tag you, because we remember this moment very great.
I'll tell you right now. I not only remember it, I still have it.
Okay.
I saved it. I still have it to this day. I have, just some things from over the years that fans gave me that I treasured and I remember. I still have that shirt.
Right. So it happens to know that I know the guy who did that. His name is Raul. He was very excited to know that I was talking to you. So, well, my question is, what do you remember of that visit? Because it happens 12 years ago, but we still remember it. It's still a great moment for us. So what do you remember to that visit to my country?
I remember a few things. I remember the energy and the excitement of the Peruvian people. Just, you could feel it, and they were so excited to have us. I remember the altitude, because when you're in the ring, and we're not used to wrestling at that altitude. So it's like, I think we were in Lima, right?
Yeah, it was in Lima.
We were in Lima, yeah. So I remember everybody being like, okay, yeah, get your deep breaths, man. It's gonna be tough. And I remember the food being absolutely amazing. I remember I had some chicken and rice that was insanely delicious. And of course, I'm MVP, so I always have my eye out for the beautiful ladies, and Peru did not disappoint.
Okay. MVP, I want to thank you. I hope that someday, now that things are slowly getting to normal. Having you traveling to all over the world like you used to be, or you used to do. We hope having you here soon. So nothing. We're gonna stay put on WWE, on Raw, on the Hurt Business, and on Hell in a Cell. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and I can speak on behalf of the entire WWE roster, SmackDown, Raw, NXT. We all look forward to going out again, back on the road where we belong, in front of our fans, in arenas, and I'm sure that we would all say that returning to Peru and performing in front of the Peruvian fans is definitely high on the list of priorities. I look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you very much, MVP.
And tell Raul I said thank you. I still have his memory.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell him.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
See you.
Thank you.